Hi and welcome back. I'm Marc Turner from Turner's Painting School, and today what we're going to be looking at is the secondary colours. So we've already covered the primary colours, the yellow, blue and red, remembering that the yellow is the sun warming up the yellow cornfield, the cool blue sea over to the left and the red hot sun at the top. So quite simply now, the secondary colours are a mixture of two primary colours. Here you can see we'll have a yellow and a blue. This will make a green and so on. Let's go round and have a look at that. So again, I've got my palette, the same palette as I had before with my primary colours on it. Yes, I've got a white here and a little bit of raw sienna because I was showing you how to load a palette. We've got our medium, linseed oil, alkyd medium. If you're working in acrylics, you could have an acrylic medium, a PVA glue or water. We've got our spirit for cleaning the brushes. I hope you remember about cleaning the brushes, no delving in. And a brush. I've got a large bristle brush, and again you can use anything you want. Any brush will do during lockdown. So let's have a look at how we're going to mix our secondary colours. Now, in reality, a secondary colour is 50% of two primary colours. So we're going to mix a green. So it would be 50% yellow and 50% blue. So you could actually choose to mix that with a palette knife. I'm just going to mix it with the brush because we're only doing a small amount. Now, when I mix, I don't automatically mix 50%. So in effect, I'm not getting a true secondary colour. What I do is I always take the weaker. I'm going to take a little bit of medium first, tiny bit. I'm going to place it underneath my yellow. I always take the weaker of the colours and add the stronger to it. So we're going to take a string, remember from the edge of the paint, not from the centre. Pull out a string, load the brush. Then I'm going to take my blue and I'm going to take it from the edge and I'm going to take a small amount, just a dot. I always do a dot at a time. And I'm going to mix that into my yellow until I get the green that I want. So in reality, 50-50 is a secondary green. And there we have a nice green. Let me just get my mauve and we'll paint that on. Now, depending on the chroma in your paint, how bright it is, the yellow and the blue will affect your greens. I don't want you to worry about that at the moment. We're just learning about how to mix these secondary colours. It's not important how perfectly green they are, it's about learning. Okay, and that is our green. And again, I'll turn my brush round. I'm going to scratch into there a number 2 to say that that's my secondary colour. I'm going to wipe the brush, the excess off the brush. I'm going to dip it into my spirit, lift it out and wipe it clean. When it's clean, I'm going to dip it into my medium and give it another wipe. And there's our first secondary. Let's look at the next one. So we're going to take, again, the weaker of the colour and add the stronger. We're going to do this colour here. So if we take the yellow and add red to that, we're going to get orange. One of the easiest colours to mix and wonderful. So again, I'm going to take a spot of medium. I'm going to place it underneath my yellow. I'm going to take the yellow from the edge into that medium, and then I'm going to take the stronger colour, the red, to the yellow to get a nice orange. So again, true secondary is 50% of each colour. And then let's paint that in. And again, you can do this as neatly as you wish. A nice neat colour wheel is always something to go back as a reference. And that is our secondary orange. Turn my brush round, scratch a 2 into that, wipe my brush clean with my tissue, into the spirit, wipe it a couple of times, and then into the medium, give it another wipe. Finally, we've got our final secondary colour, and this is going to be a mix of the blue and the red. I'm going to take the blue and add the stronger red to it. Now this is going to give us a purple colour, a violet colour, and purple is one of the most difficult colours to mix. What I always do is add white into that colour. Now you've got to remember that white is an opaque colour, it will make it more opaque, but I find it makes a much nicer colour. So I'm going to take a spot of medium and I'm going to place it under my blue this time. That's the colour I'm choosing first. Take from the edge, pull out a string. I'm going to take the red and add it. And as you can see on this palette, a lot of people like to mix their paint on a white palette. They say that it's easier to see. I prefer to mix mine on a wooden palette that's been well used. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a spot of red, a spot of white, so I can see what my purple looks like. Again, this is the hardest colour you're going to have to mix. Quite often what happens is it looks muddy and brown, so make it more towards the blue if you're having that difficulty. And we'll take up the mole and we'll paint this into our final segment of the colour wheel. I'm happy with that. I don't know how vivid that's looking on the camera. From here, I'm very pleased with it. And there we have our final secondary colour. So we'll just recap before we move on, and you can see that we had our primary colours, yellow, blue, red. Mix any two primaries together and you get a secondary. Yellow and blue gives you green, yellow and red gives you orange, blue and red gives you purple or violet. From there we're going to be looking at tertiary colours. Now tertiary colours are a mixture of one primary and one secondary, but we'll cover that in the next lesson before we start to move on to values within the colour wheel. So thank you very much for logging in, and I hope to see you on the next lesson shortly with the tertiary colours. For now, take care, stay safe. Marc Turner, Turner's Painting School. Goodbye.